The first thing people notice is the shine. Marble counters, a wristwatch catching light, a car door that lifts instead of swings. The message is simple. This person has already made it. The money moves quietly. A wire clears at 9:12 a.m. A post goes live at 9:13. A caption about discipline and vision, no mention of where the funds came from, no reason to ask. One victim remembers the confidence, the calm voice, the way success was used as proof. Another remembers the pressure. Act now. Last opening, miss this, and you miss everything. Banks log the transfers, platforms log the posts, the timeline tightens. Luxury appears only after deposits land. Never before. What looks like wealth starts to resemble recycling. Victims paying to be convinced, admiring the very lifestyle their money built. And once that connection becomes visible, the shine stops working. Chapter 1, the first receipt. The video opens inside a high-ceiling apartment. White walls, clean lines, light pouring in from windows that overlook the city. The man behind the camera moves slowly, like he owns the space and time itself. He does not rush. He lets the room speak for him. He walks past a marble kitchen island. He taps the counter with his knuckles. Solid, real. He opens a refrigerator stocked with imported water and fruit arranged by color. He smiles, but says nothing. Silence does the work. Then the watch. He angles his wrist so the face catches the light. A casual gesture, no explanation, no price tag. The implication hangs in the air. This is what success looks like. Or the post goes live at 9:13 a.m. It carries a short caption about discipline and vision. Comments begin to stack within minutes, fire emojis, questions, requests for access. One of those viewers is a woman who will later become the first documented victim. She watches the video during a break at work. She rewinds it twice. She zooms in on the kitchen. She notices the art on the wall. Original. Signed. The kind of thing you do not buy unless money is no longer a concern. She does not know him personally. She knows the story he tells online. Self-made. Private investor, mentor, someone who helps others reach the same level. She has followed his account for months. The posts are consistent. Travel, cars, restaurants with menus she has never seen before. There is never chaos, never stress, just control. Later that morning at 9:12 a.m., her bank processes a wire transfer. The amount is not small. It represents savings. It represents trust. She sends it to an account she has never seen before, listed under a business name that sounds established and clean. She is told the money is an entry fee, capital pooling, a temporary placement. The language is flexible. The promise is not specific. Returns are discussed in general terms. The confidence fills in the gaps. The wire clears. 1 minute later, the video appears. At the time, she does not connect the two events. She only feels relief. She believes she has made it in. She believes the hardest step is done. Weeks later, investigators will see the timestamps side by side. 9:12 a.m. Transfer complete. 9:13 a.m. Luxury tour published. The alignment will feel too precise to ignore. But on that day, it feels like progress. The man messages her directly after the transfer. Short sentences. Calm tone. Welcome. You are in. He tells her to watch for updates. He tells her patience matters. He tells her wealth moves quietly. She believes him because everything she has seen supports the claim. No desperation, no sales language, no visible need, only abundance. The apartment in the video is not owned by him. That fact is not known yet. It will take time to surface. What matters now is that it exists and that he has access to it when needed. The lease is under a separate entity, a holding company registered months earlier. Clean paperwork. No obvious red flags. The rent is high enough to discourage casual questions. People assume no one would fake something that expensive. Inside the apartment, several items are staged deliberately. A wine rack stocked with rare bottles, a designer sofa positioned to frame the skyline, a stack of books placed on a glass table, all of them about leadership, discipline, finance. None of them appear opened. The video does not linger on details long enough for scrutiny. It moves just fast enough to suggest authenticity, just slow enough to feel real. The woman replays it again that night. She imagines herself there. She imagines being invited over. She imagines the money she sent, multiplying quietly while she sleeps. She does not ask for documentation. She does not ask for a contract. She does not ask for proof of returns. The proof is the lifestyle itself. That is the first lesson investigators will later note. Luxury short-circuits doubt. 3 days later, she receives another message. A screenshot this time. A receipt. It shows a purchase from a high-end furniture store. The total is just under the amount she wired. The date matches the day of her transfer. He frames it as transparency. This is where capital flows. Assets, appreciation, positioning. He says money must move to grow. The receipt is real. The store exists. The furniture exists. The apartment contains it. The receipt is not fake. What is missing is context. The purchase is not an investment. It does not generate returns. It does not appreciate in any measurable way. It does not belong to her. It belongs to the image. She does not know that yet. When investigators later obtain the same receipt, they will notice something else. The payment method. Direct debit from the same account that received her wire. No buffer, no delay, no separation. Money in, money out. At this stage, there is only one confirmed victim. Only one transfer, only one receipt. That matters. The case remains fragile. Pattern has not yet been established. Everything could still be coincidence. Investigators do not act yet. They log, they watch, they wait. The man continues posting another angle, a different watch, a different car. The captions remain vague. The tone remains controlled. The woman begins to feel proud. She tells a close friend she has joined something exclusive. She does not share details. She wants to wait until results come in. She wants to surprise people. Weeks pass. No returns arrive. When she asks, she is told timing matters. Market conditions, strategic delays, the language stays smooth. She accepts the explanation because she does not want to believe the alternative. Because admitting doubt would mean admitting she paid for the illusion itself. The receipt sits in her inbox. Proof of movement, proof of activity, proof that something happened with her money. It will take time for her to realize that movement is not growth. At this point in the story, there is no arrest, no confrontation, no collapse. There is only alignment. One transfer, one post, one receipt, and a lifestyle that appears exactly when the money does. Chapter 2. Following the money. The second message does not come from the man with the apartment. It comes from someone else who has been watching quietly. A man in his early 40s. Small business owner. Careful with money. Suspicious by nature. He sends a short email to a consumer protection office after noticing something that does not sit right. He explains that he invested through a private opportunity advertised indirectly on social media. No public offer, no pitch deck, just lifestyle posts and quiet invitations. He says the returns never came. He says the communication slowed once his money cleared. This is the second victim. He does not know about the first. The first does not know about him. That matters. Investigators now have two independent sources describing the same pattern. Confidence before payment. Silence after, luxury always on display. They begin by laying the two timelines side by side. The second victim's payment arrives through a different channel, a cashier's check deposited at a branch. The amount is higher than the first. The date is 2 weeks later. Within 48 hours of the deposit, a new post appears. This one features a luxury car. Matte finish, custom interior, doors lifting upward. The caption talks about leverage. The investigators do not look at the car first. They look at the account. The deposit clears, the balance spikes, then it drains. Multiple transactions, not investments, expenses. A lease payment tied to a shell company. Insurance paid in advance. A large charge from a luxury rental agency. The car in the video is not owned. It is leased through an entity that has no operating history beyond the last few months. The pattern begins to form. Money arrives from individuals. Money exits toward image. The investigators build a financial timeline. They mark every known deposit. They mark every visible lifestyle post. They note the gaps. The luxury only appears after money lands. Never before, never in anticipation, always after. That detail matters because it removes coincidence from the equation. They request records from the platforms. Posting times, upload locations, scheduling data. One associate emerges, a name tied to content management, not an employee. A contractor. The associate is interviewed voluntarily. He does not see himself as part of anything illegal. He says his job was simple: capture content, edit, schedule posts. He is paid per package. When asked about timing, he hesitates. Then he explains. Posts were often held back, footage collected over days, released strategically, usually after the man confirmed money had cleared. The associate says the instruction was explicit. Do not post until funds are secure. That instruction is logged. At this stage, the investigators still refer to the subject as a person of interest. No charges, no warrants, just accumulation. A third form of payment enters the picture. Cryptocurrency. The second victim had tried it after being told it allowed faster positioning. The wallet address is traced. Funds move through 2 hops, then convert, then land in the same operating account used for lifestyle expenses. This is not hidden well. It is not designed to disappear. It is designed to move quickly. Another expense appears. Furniture delivery. Same store as the first receipt. Same salesperson, different item. The receipt total closely matches the crypto conversion amount. Money in, money out. Investigators now have something else. A pattern strong enough to justify deeper review. They issue preservation requests. Banks comply. Platforms comply. A document surfaces showing scheduled posts mapped against expected deposit dates. Some posts are canceled when funds do not arrive. Others are rescheduled when delays occur. The lifestyle is not continuous, it is responsive. The second victim is interviewed formally. He explains why he believed. The subject never begged, never pressured, never chased. He appeared already successful. The luxury made the offer feel selective, not desperate. That detail is critical. It explains why victims did not question missing paperwork. The image filled the role of proof. Investigators now look for scale. How many deposits? How many sources? How much total flow? They do not release numbers yet. They are still verifying. An internal note appears in the file. Luxury as leverage. Image as infrastructure. Another associate comes into view. This one handles logistics, apartment access, car bookings, event tickets. He is paid irregularly, always after deposits. When interviewed, he describes a system. Money arrives. Lifestyle is activated. If no money arrives, nothing happens. He also confirms something else. The subject does not maintain the lifestyle independently. It exists only when funded. This is still allegation at this point. But it aligns with records. The subject is contacted through counsel. He denies wrongdoing. He claims independent wealth. He says he is an investor who enjoys documenting success. He says any overlap in timing is coincidence. Investigators compare his claimed income streams to bank records. They do not match. Claimed businesses show little activity. No revenue consistent with expenses. They do not confront yet. They continue building. Another payment while they are watching, a smaller amount. Different victim. This one is flagged early. The money exits within hours. Another post appears. Another caption about discipline. That moment shifts the case. It demonstrates continuation. At this point, investigators no longer need speculation. They have repetition. They prepare the next phase. The account is watched in real time. Every movement logged. Every purchase categorized. The luxury is no longer impressive. It is evidence. The second victim is informed that he is not alone. The first victim learns the same. Neither takes the news well. They realize the lifestyle they admired was built on their own money, that the confidence they trusted was paid for by them. The trap becomes visible only after the pattern is seen from above. And now that pattern is clear enough to act on. Chapter 3, What the Lifestyle Cost. The warrant is approved just after dawn. Quiet, procedural, no spectacle. Investigators move because the pattern is complete, not because of public pressure. Accounts are frozen first. That matters more than doors. The flow stops. No new deposits, no scheduled posts go live that morning. Silence replaces the shine. The subject notices within hours. Messages go unanswered. Cards decline. The lifestyle pauses mid-gesture. Investigators execute the search later that day. The apartment looks exactly like the videos. Clean, sparse, carefully arranged. It feels more like a set than a home. They catalog everything. Furniture, watches, clothing, electronics, art. None of it is hidden. None of it appears stolen. Receipts are present. Boxes are stacked neatly in a closet. This is not theft in the traditional sense. It is conversion. Ledgers are found on a laptop. Simple spreadsheets, dates, names, amounts. Next to them, notes. Rent, car, content, travel. The entries line up with bank records already obtained. Money arrives from individuals. Money exits toward image. The subject's statement is taken with counsel present. He repeats the claim of independent wealth. He describes himself as a consultant, a mentor, a facilitator. When asked to identify revenue streams unrelated to victims, he struggles. He references future deals, pending returns, opportunities that did not materialize. Investigators do not argue. They show documents, one receipt after another, each matched to a victim deposit, time aligned, amounts aligned, purpose aligned. A watch purchased the same afternoon as a wire. A car lease activated 2 days after a cashier's check. Furniture delivered hours after a crypto conversion. There is no buffer, no separation, no insulation. The image collapses under its own documentation. Victims are notified formally. They are shown specific purchases tied to their money, not in broad terms, in detail. One victim recognizes the sofa from the video. Another recognizes the watch. Another the trip. Items they admired, items that convinced them. The realization is physical. Stomach drop, heat in the chest. The understanding that they paid to be persuaded. Some feel anger, others shame. Most feel both. Investigators are careful with language. Allegations are separated from proven facts. What is proven is the flow. What remains is intent. The subject is charged based on misrepresentation and financial fraud statutes. The charges focus on the gap between promises and use of funds, on the presentation of lifestyle as proof of legitimacy. The case does not hinge on glamour. It hinges on records. In court filings, the lifestyle is described plainly. Temporary access, rented assets, leased image, no ownership consistent with claims. Defense argues perception, aspirational branding, no explicit guarantee of returns, no forced participation. Prosecutors respond with timelines, the posts that only appear after deposits, the expenses that mirror victim payments, the absence of any independent funding. The argument becomes simple. The lifestyle did not exist without victims. Public reaction is muted at first, then grows. People recognize the pattern. They remember similar accounts, similar offers, similar shine. The platforms remove content quietly. Accounts disappear. Archived clips circulate elsewhere. The victims attend hearings. They listen. They see the subject without filters, without lighting, without music. He looks smaller. Restitution is discussed. Asset recovery is limited. Much of the money is gone, spent, converted into experiences and depreciation. This is another cost. Image does not hold value. It evaporates. One victim says later that the worst part was not the money. It was realizing that the proof he trusted was the lie itself. Investigators close the file months later. The case becomes a reference point, a template, a warning. Luxury, when used as proof, demands scrutiny. The final report includes a line that does not appear in the indictment, but circulates internally. When wealth is real, it does not need witnesses. The lifestyle never paid for itself. Someone always did.